Pumpkin King art, fan art, and prop replicas. Episode 3, Initial Assembly. Alright, so I've already gotten started with some of the assembly here, where I cut it into several small pieces. I'm having to put it back together. I think I'll have to break my toothpicks here into smaller pieces, too large. Use these kind of like pins to help hold together a little bit better. I highly recommend when you glue foam together, use tacky glue. You can also use low temp hot glue. See, tacky glue is a PVA type of glue, so it's a lot like Elmer's glue, it's just it hasn't been watered down as much. It's just a bit thicker and stickier. So when it comes to hot glue, make sure that you're using low temp instead of high temp, because high temp will actually melt your foam. So I'm using these pins and glues because I want my structure to be solid, but you may want to take your diorama apart and put it back up for storage, or you may want your diorama to be able to come apart. So you could also use magnets in these. You can glue some magnets down inside of the foam and take it back apart. But I want mine to be a solid structure, so I'm just going to put mine inside this display here. You may not even have to use pins. I just want to make sure it had extra good strength. The tacky glue glues stuff together pretty good. I've just used it on these foam projects before without nothing. when I glued the steps together for my Turtles Japanese Palace project, all I did was take some tacky glue and glue the steps together. I didn't use no pins or anything. Like when I get ready to glue all the base pieces together, then I'll probably use some low temp hot glue. It's a little bit of a stronger bond. It's just I'm wanting a seamless bond for this part, and the hot glue doesn't exactly squeeze down enough to give you a seamless bond. It still sticks out a little bit. I want this stuff to be pretty tight because I've got it down to almost exact measurements. Alright, I guess while we're waiting for this to dry, we can take the next step. Alright, this is foam board from Dollar Tree. I think this is probably about the best one to use. I tried to use one from Walmart. It didn't work out right. So I'm going to show you the process of how I take the paper off of it just to get straight to the foam itself. So I take some isopropyl alcohol and I stick it like in a perfume bottle, and I spray down the whole thing and then let it soak for a minute to loosen up the glue, and then I'll peel the paper off. Like that. That was pretty easy. And this is the one I got from Walmart and tried to get the paper to come off of. It did not want to come off. I don't think this is what you call poly compressed. I think this stuff might have been poly expanded. The stuff they have at Dollar Tree is poly compressed. That means that this is easy to sculpt, unlike regular styrofoam, which is poly expanded, which is sort of just falls apart into little pieces. Alright, turn around this side, and we'll start on this side. You could always, if you're good enough, you get to come off in one piece. You could always take and try and dry it out, and then you have a piece of paper you can use for another project. you can see, it doesn't always come off perfectly in one sheet like it did on one side. But even if it tears and stuff, it's usually fairly easy to get it all to come off. So what I plan on using these for is I'm going to cut them into small strips, and I'm going to make the siding for the house with this. Alright, so I got my next mock-up here. We're standing three-dimensional now. Trying to figure out where to go next with this. Decide how long the length of the walls I want, how much of the backspace I want. But so far, things are looking good. Glue and the pins are holding up the foam I cut before. Now I just need to figure out what I need to cut next. Doing one more test to make sure, see if I want to modify the height. But I think I'm going to keep it right exactly where it is. So I'm afraid if I go any taller, it'll be too much, and then it definitely doesn't need to be any shorter. Alright, so now I'm trying to decide on how much length to cut off the walls. I want a little bit of room behind it to do some working, to make maybe some like shadow boxes, or to run maybe some possible wiring, but I don't want to lose too much of the front, so I think I found the length I'm going to cut. Yeah, I think that is the perfect length. Alright, I think this has worked perfectly. It's giving me just enough room on the back to work without taking too much away from the front. Please join us for episode 4, siding. Please like, subscribe, comment, and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and DeviantArt. Have a blessed day.